Welcome to the Hermitcraft recap. My name is Pixelriffs. Our writer is Sloy XP. Captions on this video were provided by Liara. And now the server has caught up with the Chaos Cubed update, it's exciting to see the Hermits literally bouncing ideas around.
I don't know what you was going to suggest, but you made me think of EFO's launcher and like putting a
that
sulfur.
could work too, yeah.
So far, this season feels like a sandbox season, with more focus on collabs, base building, and exploration than any raising the stakes narrative, so we're looking forward to minigames and base decorations popping up that feature the new squishy six-sided friends. And there are a surprising amount of sports enthusiasts among this group of nerds. One look at Doc M's Twitter timeline should convince you of this, and I don't think Cub Fan is named that because he's a big fan of small bears. So as we prepare for sports ball of various kinds to take over the Minecraft world, let's take a look at all the events and mishaps that occurred on the Hermitcraft server this week. Starting with Pearlescent Moon, who, after a decent round of sheep direction observation...
Oh, so you probably only had butts before. Yeah, there we go, okay.
I could neither confirm nor deny this statement.
...goes out in search of the sulfur stuff. Despite her best exploring efforts, the first signs of the update come courtesy of a Cube Cub fan has snuck under a log outside of Corrales' shops.
Yeah, you can hit him out of there, but we're just gonna keep him there and see how long it takes Corrales to notice it's there.
Aww.
But the caves can't avoid her forever, and she eventually tracks down a sulfur spring in a savannah village. It's a good thing too, because this update might suit the theme of Pearl's season more than any other. Not only are red and yellow very fire engine colours, the geyser is also a natural fit for the fire hydrants she starts to place as decorations in the shopping district.
I mean, at the end of the day, I could just stick a wall in the ground and then a slab on top, and there you go, there's your fire hydrant.
But she also finds places to use the new materials in ways you might not expect, montaging a placeholder stone bridge built earlier in the season into one that uses geysers for decor, making it part overpass and part ornamental fountain.
My ghast may be a little bit stuck in the geysers, but it's having a great time.
Azuma Void has also become smelly, having commemorated the coming of the update with a new Sulfur Cube themed skin.
So what's it going to be? Cube Suma or Sulfur Void?
Fair enough, a significant part of his week has been occupied with the process of mitosis. Azuma is going all in on cube replication, though maybe not in his own base anymore since a sulfurator leak has already impacted his pumpkin farm.
Oh, they might be turning on the farm over because of the pressure plates. They're activating the farm, let's turn it off.
Azuma comes up with a tighter design and plops it far away from human infrastructure, where any server mates can come over and grab a few bucketfuls of the yellow slimes. They are all named Derpling.
And you can get yourself a Derpling. There's loads of them there ready to go.
This proves a risky move, since it doesn't take much for Cubfan and Azuma himself to glitch out one of the cubes when they play Cub's new favourite game of launching it across the server to see who can catch it first.
Then
oh wait, no, it's still going.
Wait, what?
You see it?
No. Oh wow, it's empty. Okay, I can't see it.
Yeah, it's over here. It's right here.
I don't see it. Wow, we found a bug already.
They then put the cube into Ethos Elytra launcher just to see what happens.
It's gone. Oh, it's over there. Wow, it went
Where
far.
is it?
Despite how well the Hermits are taking to the update, sulfur cubes aren't the only things being put in buckets, because Rendog has gone full Tolkien and is now writing poetry from the perspective of axolotls who want him to create a 1 in 1200 blue axolotl to serve as their queen. Ren himself is very blue this season, so it's on brand if nothing else.
A noble quest was revealed, a chance to unite. Rendog would find their queen, come what might.
They made a vow their mother will be found.
After a couple of false starts on a tropical fish elevator that allows him to easily bucket and feed the awkward Axo's preferred food to them, and what must have felt like an eternity of breeding, Ren achieves his goal. And somehow the most significant part of the whole process is that he did it before Grian, who decided to take up the challenge around the same time. Even with the magic Ren has at his fingertips, flexing on Grian this way has got to make you feel powerful.
Last night in the middle of the heat wave too, I was sweating. You okay? we just ended Grian, everybody. Oh man.
Despite his axolotl son coming in second, Grian loves it all the same, even if naming it Duck and locking it from ever growing up might say otherwise. He's so delighted with the sea camouflage child, in fact, that he puts a mural of his likeness onto one of the windows of his observatory.
Even further, look at it at the moment, he looks like a tadpole.
The idea is to decorate the rest of the windows with murals of other significant achievements throughout the season. Though the trip to the Sulphur Caves with Gem and B-Dubs doesn't make the cut, unfortunately, so we don't get to see how exactly B-Dubs' face stretches on the diagonal block placement.
So what happens if you... Ooh?
I think you have to set it on fire. Korean.
Okay.
One thing he could put up there, however, would be the dried ghasts, as the running gag of hiding them for Joel to discover has been the one consistent thing in our lives for the past few months. So it's comforting to see it continue when Grian manages to put them into Joel's ender chest without him knowing.
Alfred the Dried.
Gimme Alfred. He's gonna know you've done this just from this one action.
No. You'll never know.
The trick to accessing something only Joel can access without Joel realizing it is in the unique opportunity that presented itself this week, LD Shadow Lady actually arriving on the Hermitcraft server.
Here, 'cause she wanted to be a crazy axe lady in the forest. I don't know why.
Who's this guy? Are you me? Are you me? Are you a less handsome version of me?
Well, not quite. She really only played using Joel Smallish Beans' account while he's not in the room, because LD Shadow Lady's credentials include, among other things, being Joel Smallish Beans' wife. And yet he refuses to take the Shadow Lady family surname.
Explain to me what you've done.
What, that?
Yeah.
That little thing, yeah. I just think it looks really good. I think it just pulls
what's the pumpkin?
I think it just pulls the room together.
What's the pumpkin?
Oh, that's a lumber golem.
Their family dynamic continues to impress when they apparently take shifts making this week's Joel video, in no small part thanks to the Great Britain heatwave being a recurring character. As such, Lizzie D. Shadow gets to design an interior of one of the villager homes in Joel's base, and Joel gets to toil away at the underground facility where the rest of the villagers are kept, trapped across the villager breeder and the villager trading hall.
Just to have it so you dig the grave and that's how you get down. Or am I just saying that because I'm too lazy to do the redstone? There's only one way to find out.
And we would be remiss not to point out the many, many, many random transitions that Joel performs throughout the video to illustrate base progress as well as put our mumbo-jumbo shenanigans to shame. No star wipes, however. Pity that. We'd also expect those from the 80s style vintage beef is oozing this season, and speaking of oozing, he steps into the slimy environment of a swamp, but it's not for the Sulphur Cube's distant cousin, it's for the old lady who lives in the shack out there. Beef has sought out the only witch hut that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism, also he can himself capitalize on how much redstone witches drop now. Pretty soon he has all the redstone blocks he needs to make a sale sign, using Zombie Cleo's map art area in the end. The first thing the sale attracts is a bunch of Endermen.
Then they get mad at me and they want to fight me and then I have to fly away and fly back. Anyway, I can't believe.
It's one of his shopping mall outlets that's having a sale, and this week he plans out what the rest of them will be. By the time he gets to the general electronics store, he's had a bunch more 80s tech block benched for him by Hoffen, so he lays out a bunch of shelves for brick-sized mobile phones, floppy disks, and the NES. Or, as we prefer to think of it, the half food shop from Season 10.
That's looking good. I went with this because it kind of looks like, you know what I'm talking about. It looks like a textured finish.
Former Half Foods proprietor XB Crafted has a much more wholesome base now that Gemini Tay delivered 4 custom willow trees, one for each corner of his copper pedestal. And he tinkers with a few path ideas for his new builds before digging into the 26.2 update, starting from a sulfur spring and working on downwards.
Found one.
It turns out that with enough patience, the biome might have come to him. After scooping up a few sulfur cubes and figuring out the mechanics, he's also lucky enough to find the rare instance of a sulfur cave that bubbled its way to the surface.
Wasn't there like a whole bunch of these guys out here? Where did they despawn?
He swings by B-Dubs' work in progress to play ball with him, only to find B-Dubs can't hear him because the voice mod is incompatible with flashback, but the two still have a decent kickabout.
Are those my sponges? Oh, it was my sponges. Okay.
XB also explains he wanted to work on an ice hockey game, but hasn't yet found the right combination of play surface and sulfur cube archetype to make it viable just yet. Fortunately for him, the Arizona hockey dads are on the case, as we see in Skizzleman's video. Impulse takes him sulfur caving, and the two of them bat a few cubes around in a frozen ocean before creating the longest curling sheet you've ever seen.
This is insane. I think he's going to hit the wall, dude. He's going to hit this wall. Wow.
Bro.
Skiz keeps it frosty as he searches for more redstone solutions for his snowball target minigame, and with a nudge from Impulse about red coders, he's able to assemble the entire thing in the nether. Presumably because you have a snowball's chance in hell of actually succeeding. Because it's a little more complex than just hitting the targets. Contestants have to stay on pace as a tower of redstone lamps builds up in the background, and you've got to do that while riding a minecart that's rolling from one sloped side to another. Meaning he's somehow combined the carnival shooting range with the test your strength challenge and the swinging pirate ship.
Skiz has made his first Hermitcraft game. I'm feeling pretty good about that.
An unexpected development this week was the revelation that Skizzleman and iJevin miss each other very much. Or rather, can't aim to save their life.
Instead of doing this, we're just going to fly directly at each other. You go that way, I go this way, and the winner wins.
Okay, that sounds good. I like it.
All right.
Their aerial acrobatics on Elytra with spears takes up a significant portion of Jevin's video, but Jevin is every bit entitled to blowing off some steam after the way his actual project went. Which would actually be swimmingly if not for the removal of all the water. That's right, the Dread Pirate has finally finished the dread draining of his bay base. Well, the redstone machines did, but he supervised.
The biggest takeaway that I have from this project was the more that I stay organized, the easier things become. Who would have thunk?
Even the sand walls separating the area into manageable chunks are gone. Now with only the fleet of boats floating overhead, Jevin can begin the seafloor landscaping that he always wanted without having to worry about dealing with underwater physics. Or maybe even without having to worry about flooding the tub back in. After all, Sky Pirate iJevin has quite a ring to it.
Start working on the terraforming project and talk about what my actual plans for this are.
With that part of the server now officially and thoroughly washed, something that could also use cleaning up is Good Times with Scar's storage.
And I am truly consumed by this chest monster today.
The many creative projects Scar has ongoing have left him with a full pallet of blocks spread across a full pile of shulker boxes, which are all impossible to navigate, even as far as just walking over them is concerned. To that end, Scar builds an archway entrance to his main rebel base with the full intent of putting his storage in there, or rather getting one of the server's redstoners to put his storage in there, as he puts up a sign actively asking for help with the shulker box hill.
Well, that's unfortunate. My chest monster does not appear from a distance. It looks like a dinosaur poop. Welcome to Storage Wars, the redstone genius of the whimsical creativity to build the ultimate storage system for this poor, unfortunate soul.
The redstoners of the server, in the meantime, have a very particular relationship with the guy, given that one of them has pointed a massive laser at his planet.
More specifically, a goat station. But I flew up there. I'm like, oh no, Doc's threatening me again. It's as hollow as his threats.
Cubfan is quite a bit more lenient, but he will be unfortunately preoccupied for the foreseeable future, having taken out a bank loan of 100 diamond blocks to bring a gambling machine to the server. For the money, Cub will install a roulette machine in the Yellow Nether Hub tunnel, which will be the safest investment the bank has ever made, given that Corrales exists.
By the way, are there any private like safety deposit boxes available?
Oh yeah, just put them in a barrel next to the super secure bank vault and I will secure them.
There's more for Cub to do than just swindle, mind you, as he has now announced the main theme of his base for the season. It's been 7 months since the start, but who's counting? Turns out the mud brick catacombs he's been building this entire time are only meant to be the subfloor of the actual base, which would arise as a massive sports center. And it will have to be massive now that the mud brick foundation has established a significant and intimidating footprint. The goal then is to first and foremost cover up the current base so that the second floor has somewhere to rest on, and then the third floor will be the sports center, making it actually the sports top.
Some of you have caught on. We are making a sports complex. Currently we have the golf course, which is running to the south and the west of our base. But we also, if you recall, have the Nautilus race course, along with the Nautilus Cove down below there, underground. That comes down this way, starts here, goes through this tunnel on the north side of our base, and then we've planned that since the very beginning.
This means there's only so much crawl space that Cub can add in between the first story farms, but apparently the vertical space still allowed for an entire subfloor of catwalks leading to the management hoppers of the redstone farms, and I'm getting lost even just looking at the footage.
We did it. Floor 3 has now become Floor 4.
False Symmetry gets to lose herself in the Sulfur Caves as it's her turn on the new Minecraft update. But the main attraction of her video for the week is actually the Is That Sheep Looking At Me card game, as evident by the sheep pun combo she executes in the intro.
Because today is my sheer delight to say that to you, we have a very brilliant episode for you.
False ends up playing against Azuma Void, Joe Hills, and of course Zedaf, which adds 3 new bar vocalizations to the Hermitcraft sheep resource pack we're assembling.
Back!
Ta-da!
Notably, Joe Hills spices up the game by placing all of his cards on the field diagonally, since item frames allow it for the non-map items. It's a ruse that's not at all difficult to see through, but still somehow very annoying. Joe still has the false impression that Scar is selling Elytra. Fortunately, Etho's player launcher is right there with the goods, and that gives Joe ample opportunity to visit Zombie Cleo, and visit various vexations upon them as well.
Oh, I can blow those up. That's fine.
Yeah, we've already figured that out. No, because these
I
are...
can do whatever I want, is what I learned today, Joe.
Apparently.
Not only has Cleo's portal mysteriously started linking to Joe's, which gives him a good reason to ask them if he can build a sea creature in the Nether neighborhood, but he's also modified the Guardian farm in ways that make it less efficient, so he tries to pay his way back into their good graces by replacing the glass with diamond ore instead.
I have
with
a question.
something else.
Would you mess with Doc's farm?
I'm pretty sure that I have in the past.
Okay, so the
I've messed
answer
with
is
a lot of
yes.
I've messed with a lot of people's farms. Like I don't know if you saw, I renovated all of Jevon's.
That earns him enough goodwill that Cleo is only mildly annoyed when Joe moves their nether portal, and we have yet to see the aftermath of him mixing cooked cod and renamed pork chops into the chest containing raw cod dropped by the Guardians.
Whoops. Well, never getting that back. Well, actually, maybe we are. Yep, it just went right in there. That'll be one of those chests.
Not content with causing just this chaos, Joe cubes the chaos with first Cubfan, and then with Doc M77 and Azuma. Various physics experiments with sulfur cubes abound, but then we also have the joy of the guys testing geysers.
Whoa!
That's actually a pretty good boost.
All right.
Whoa.
And you can stay there, right?
And finally there's Doc M, who has set up a sulfur spike farm, but has been wielding much more deadly weapons.
Which will nuke Scar's planet out of existence.
For one thing, Hoffen has modelled him a lightsaber, which he immediately goes to wave under good times with Scar's nose, only to find there's a quirk with the model and only the wielder can see the blade.
It's the handle, right? There isn't like a beam or anything.
No, wait, what? You don't see the beam?
No.
Oh my god, I have performance anxiety with my lightsaber.
Concealed weapons do feel like a Sith trick, but Doc would prefer if everyone was able to witness his true power. They'll suddenly get a glimpse of it if the Whack-A-Scar crowdfunding goal is met, because not only will it light up a new ring of lamps inside his Death Star replica, the space station will also fire its TNT cannon with enough force to obliterate Scar's carefully crafted planet.
Spread the word, the goat is becoming a builder now. We're challenging Scar on every level.
Doc is happy to let people know this, and buries a music disc player outside Whack-A-Scar, encouraging people to contribute to the goal. If he really wanted to follow the Star Wars franchise down the path of the dark side, he should have announced it in Fortnite instead. And that's about it for this week's recap. Our writer is SloyXP, and my name is Pixel Riffs. Captions on this video were provided by Liara. Don't forget to leave a like while you're still here, and subscribe so you won't miss future recaps. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.